I gotta tell you something I could do. I could be running around chasing you, but I won't. Cause I got better things to do. Rather spend my precious time chasing somebody who loves me too. If I got $1 for every time you slam the door, I would be the richest girl alive, life. If you hadn't run away every time I asked you stay, you would sleep right next to me tonight. No, you didn't want me, all you wanted was a game to play, and you couldn't handle that I had my way. I found your magic and your side chicks, I'm a winner, babe. And you didn't win this, it's a part of the game. In the beginning.
You know what? I am so happy today to be able to bring some good news to y'all. What up, though? How y'all faring? Everybody good? It's your man, your friend, and family member, Braylon Lee here. It's time for another edition of Braylon Lee's Virtual Tour Pit Stop. Everything on this channel is alleged, and in my opinions, for entertainment purposes only. Everything on this channel is alleged, and in my opinions, for entertainment purposes only. Everything on this channel is alleged, and in my opinions, for entertainment purposes only. So I want to talk about Courtney for a minute because in this week's episode of Love and Marriage Huntsville, Courtney has a real conversation with his mom, and I want to give shout out. Not sorry, the conversation was that real that I'm trying to find the words to say because it was so emotional. That I want to give a shout out to Courtney's mom, and to you, Courtney's mom, I would say thank you for your heart, thank you for your story of the person that you are, but thank you more than anything for the work that you have done in your past, the work you're doing now, and the work that you continue to do to not just be the best mother to Courtney, not just to be the best grandmother that you are to the kids that are in your family, but for you being the woman that you are. I think we don't really appreciate people's lives enough, and we think, oh, we have to appreciate life because they're in a relationship with us, or because they're a friend to us, or because they're a business partner, or whatever role they have. And no, we need to appreciate people for the fact that they have overcome what they have went through to still be here above ground. I've said this to many of my friends I haven't seen in a long time. Whatever successes you have achieved and whatever obstacles you have overcome, to still be here above ground, on the ground, to change the ground, I'm very proud of you. And for that, that's why I say to Courtney's mom. Why am I saying that? Because the conversation that happened between Courtney and Courtney's mom was, I think, a conversation that is really one of many hidden pains of, being a black man. And the conversation was Courtney and Stormy, are trying to figure out if they want kids. And so Courtney's mom asked him, do you think that, not having your dad affected you not wanting to have kids? And Courtney just really just was vulnerable with his mom and just started to cry. And the biggest thing that Courtney's mom said was, listen, that is something that you need to let out, because at the end of the day, this fear that you have can be holding you back, and could be and is holding you back from being able to do something good for you. And your dad missed out. And I cannot imagine what it is to, have a conversation with your full-grown son that still has that hurt, that pain, and that space of confusion as the little boy that is inside him, right? And I felt that Courtney's mom did the best that she could. And she said, I didn't know how I was going to do it as a single mom, but I made it work, and it brought so much joy to my life. I think that's something that we have to do better on, y'all, is recognizing that just because somebody is and doing it well, doesn't mean that it's not easy for them to do it well. And what I would say to Courtney is something that I said to my cousin. I'll never forget. I was on my childhood street in Arkansas, and I'll never forget. It was me, my sister, and a cousin of mine, and my cousin was pregnant. And I said to her, the best advice I can give you is to give your child every second chance that you wish you could have had. And my cousin was like, you can't give me no advice. You're not a parent. I'm like, you know what? You're right, but my parents have been married for over 20-something years. I'm out here. I'm not below the ground where the ground owns me. I'm above the ground where I own the ground. I'm not a statistic. I am a whole walking, living, breathing PowerPoint presentation of what can be possible. And that's why I would say to you, Courtney, is that the emotions that you are feeling are probably of doubt, of worry, and just really of you wanting to be responsible, but you don't want to, open up the door for a new cycle to start. But here's the amazing thing about cycles, right? You are in control of how you create, produce, and distribute that cycle. It's just like a washing machine. There are many different cycles on that washing machine, and also that drying machine, that allows your clothes to be in the best condition possible. You have the power to start washing this cycle of being able to have kids and being able to dry out those emotions for you to have the best space to be the best dad that you can. And let me tell you something, you already have the makings of that, because guess what? You cared enough about not leaving that conversation with your mom. And if you could care about that conversation with your mom about having kids, and you put that into your wash and drying cycle of wanting to be a dad, I think you will be more than you could ever realize. And listen, I know that in this community, this Love and Marriage Huntsville community, we talk about anybody and everybody. If it's a tape of somebody confessing, or somebody doing something in private that should stay in private, whether it's people not handling business or anything in between, we forget that there is humanity in the midst of all this. And so when I saw this, I'm just like, I have to speak on it, because at the end of the day, I am a black man speaking on a show that is black, right? And I feel that if we can talk about the mess of the show, we should also be able to talk about the rising up of what can be possible, right? If we can talk about the mess of the impossible, we can talk about the rise of the possible. So to you, Courtney, much love to you, brother. Allow yourself to know how far you have come. Allow yourself to reflect back of how much you have behind you, but never be in the position where you feel like you don't have a space to fall. It seems like your mom is a wonderful woman, and at the end of the day, just know that no matter what you go through in life, there is no conversation too heavy to carry with your mom. And I'm saying this because I've had conversations with my mom and dad that I thought that it would be too hard to carry that conversation. But what ends up amazing me every time is how much love, consideration, and the understanding of what they're able to carry. And I would imagine, Courtney, that your mom and you don't always get along, just like me and my mom don't always get along. And also, sometimes I don't get along with my dad. But at the end of the day, I think, the black kids that have been raised by good parents, I think we've all come to the realization of we would rather have them in our life than not have them at all. So I just want you to know that the space you're in right now, be still in that space and work in that space of stillness. And it is okay to cry. It is absolutely okay to go to a rage room and write down on every piece of glass what fear you have and smash that thing out. It's absolutely okay to, say, hey, you know what? I need a mental trip for me. I'm just going to go, you know, to maybe somewhere, not in the woods where you can't get no cell service because people are crazy out here, Courtney. But, find a vacation spot where you can go for 3 days to, unplug. It is absolutely okay to say, hey, sweetie, I need to unplug for myself so I can plug into us. Just know that you matter, Courtney. And I'm glad I'm able to bring this because I think, there's a bit of truth in every reel of reality that is not just on TV, not just on social media, but there's a bit of truth in every piece of reality that we see. And sometimes, and most of the time, and really 10 times out of 10, we have more in common than we do different. So that's all I have to say. Much love to Courtney. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. This has been another edition of Brainley's Virtual Tour Pit Stop. One love, much love, all love from out here, y'all.
I gotta tell you something I could do. I could be running around chasing you, but I won't. Cause I got better things to do. Rather spend my precious time chasing somebody who loves me too. If I got $1 for every time you slam the door, I would be the richest girl alive. If you hadn't run away every time I asked you stay, you would sleep right next to me tonight. No, you didn't want me, all you wanted was a game to play, and you couldn't handle that I had my ways. I found your magic and your side chicks, I'm a winner, babe. And you didn't win this, it's a part of the game. In the beginning I just didn't know that you're an enemy I held too close. Now I know, cause you did everything to prove me wrong. You were not the guy I thought. Now I'm beating you at your own. Yeah. If I got $1 for every time you slam the door, I would be the richest girl alive. But you didn't want me, all you wanted was a game to play, and you couldn't handle that I had my ways. I found your magics and your side chicks, I'm a winner, babe. And you didn't win this, it's a part of the game. Yeah, I beat you at your game, and if you were me, you would do the same. Man, I really love to play, and now that I won, then it's safe to say you didn't want me, all you wanted was a game to play, and you couldn't